One of the features of the final day's campaigning were a couple of interviews with the two most successful Prime Ministers of our generation of recent decades, Bob Hawke and John Howard. David Spears spoke to both of them. Dan Borscher filed this report.
A Labor hero leaving no doubt on the last 3 years with his party in charge.
A bloody mixed bag.
Mr Hawke took aim at the squabbling that almost tore the Labor Party apart, with praise for Julia Gillard's achievements.
History will judge her kindly, I think, overall.
And indifference for Kevin Rudd.
Well, I haven't over the years been close to him, so I can't speak with any authority of, long detail now.
He's described Labor's claims of a $10 billion hole in coalition costings, which was debunked by Treasury, as the campaign low.
Departmental heads come out and sort of repudiate
pretty embarrassing.
Political leader's statement is embarrassing. So I would have thought that was the sort of low point.
Mr Hawke says if the polls have got it right, there will be a dramatic loss for Labor and Mr Rudd will have to move on. He says the man at the top of the list to lead the party could be the same one who helped tear down a former Prime Minister.
People that are being talked about, obviously Bill Shorten. His name, I think, comes ahead of the list in terms of those who've talked about.
Mr Hawke says it was a mistake for the Labor Party to underestimate Tony Abbott. The former leader gave him a word of advice: if he becomes PM, consult widely and let the ministers get on with their work. Former Liberal leader and Australia's second longest Prime Minister, John Howard, also sat down with Sky News ahead of the poll. He said if Mr Abbott wins the election, he will offer stable and measured government.
He hasn't won yet and shouldn't get carried away with hubris. If he does win, and he's given this incredible privilege, he'll do things in his own way, but it will be consistent with, a straight line of commitment to caring for taxpayers' money.
In spite of the polls overwhelmingly indicating a coalition win, Mr Howard is concerned there may be a move away from the major parties.
There's a bit of a concern I have that there will be a drift away to minor parties from some people who can't bring themselves to vote for Labor again, but don't like us now.
While their politics opposed, Mr Hawke and Mr Howard agree that Australia needs a decisive political win to ensure stability. Dan Borscher, Sky News.